This doesn't spin at a fixed rate. It tries to, but it just doesn't. Hello my friends and welcome to the new studio. It's still under construction, ceiling missing, painting the desk, the entire front wall. And I'm a little hungover. I'm fine now, but this morning I wasn't. Way too many drinks. I was on a boat, drinks, and then in the city, drinks, in the bar, drinks, like the full going crazy. And I have a little headache, a little ringing in my ears. So there's no music production today. I'll focus on fixing some things here with the equipment, measuring some stuff, more room measurement, more room acoustic changing, testing and all that stuff. And I also need to clean up all of this a little, all of the tools, all of the cables. And I also already started here a little. These are some of my old vinyls and just making sure the right vinyl is in the right sleeve, which isn't that easy because a lot of them are just not labeled. Some of the vinyls just have either a logo or nothing on it, so I have to listen through them to put them in the right place. And every time I'm like surrounded by my vinyls, or I like just listen to a song every once in a while for the nostalgic feel, I'm like reminded of my old days of DJing. And that's perfect for today, because as you know on this channel, every single time I have a hangover day and party too much, we're doing a hangover story time. So let's talk about like what it was like to DJ back in the days with vinyl. So first of all, these are expensive. Every single one, average is like 10 bucks, and they scratch. So you sometimes buy twice the vinyl just to have it another time, another copy in case, because some of them are really rare. Especially here in Germany, it was hard to get these. By the way, all of this, or I'd say 80% of this is hip-hop, because I started as a hip-hop DJ for the first 4 years, playing old school R&B hip-hop, and then later switched to house music. I think right around that time, Serato was a thing, so you could actually use digital music as vinyl implementation. And for example, if you wanted to loop something, you had to buy it twice. So you let one record play, in the meantime pull back the other one, change the crossfader, let the other one play, in that time pull back the other one, and this way you could create loops. This was really hard to do. Or you had cue points, these stickers. So I knew right here is the very first beat of that record, and you could scratch it. No BPM, no syncing, you had to sync it yourself 100%. And then maybe the biggest problem by far, every single gig I took all of them with me. Those are maybe 400, 500 vinyls. That stuff is heavy, heavy as hell. There is no way one person can carry all of this. No way. I always had at least 3 or 4 friends with me to help me to carry my vinyls to the club. So jetting around the globe with hundreds and hundreds of songs was just not possible. Usually when you had to tour and fly somewhere, you could take maybe 150, 180 vinyls with you, which is not a lot, because one vinyl, usually just one song, especially if it's techno and really long, so you were really limited. But on the other hand, every set of every DJ was extremely unique, because like one song was maybe just available as a white press and like a white label, and there were maybe just 300 copies. So not every DJ was playing the same. Nowadays, like, you mostly hear the same stuff everywhere. Another huge factor was the turntable, of course. This doesn't spin at a fixed rate. It tries to, but it just doesn't. It varies a little. So beat matching, you always had to push a little, but pushing, you had to learn how to push, because while pushing, you touch it and slow it down again. So some people pushed it up here, Some like twisted like this, some went right here at the platter and gave it a little push, or slow it down. Like everyone had their technique. Some people even used the pitch fader and moved it up really quick, up and down, to give it like a little speed bump and back again. The maximum range usually was like ±8%. That was it. Like mixing a 90 BPM song with a 120 BPM song, impossible. Pitch correction, that the pitch stays the same, impossible. And you also had strategically to place which song to play after another. So I usually started with like 90 BPM and went up during that night to maybe 120, something like that, really depending on the songs. Or you could like bring it down again. It was quite complicated, so you had to train a lot more. Back then I was training at least an hour per day on average, every single day, because like the beat matching, you have to keep on training that to do it in front of an audience perfectly. And if you didn't do it for 1 or 2 weeks, it got a little worse. So I always had to train scratching back then, which I can't do anymore, unfortunately. But it was fun. And like the biggest difference, 100%, between DJing back then and now, like now everyone is a DJ. I used to live in Berlin for half a year, and when people asked me what I'm doing and I told them I'm a DJ, music producer, they were like, ah, again, one of those, because everyone is a DJ and music producer back then. And I'm talking like maybe 12 to 15 years ago. I was with 4 other people, the only DJ in this entire city with almost 1 million inhabitants. So every Friday, Saturday, I got a gig and made a decent amount of money. I actually had a really fun time being like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and having every Friday, Saturday a gig in the area. Was kind of cool. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was so much fun. I even got some old pictures of me back then DJing in some clubs. Small clubs, big clubs, all of the vinyls always with me. The vibe was a little nicer than nowadays, because like, I don't know, a lot of people just Tinder to find a partner. So clubs are a little less full than they used to. And especially now during the virus crisis, there's like no clubbing at all in Germany. Like, nothing. Even the thing where I went to yesterday was boring. So I hope all of this will be over as soon as possible. It's really starting to be annoying. I want to party again. I want to DJ again. I want to play the music I make in front of an audience, which is like the most rewarding feeling ever. And yeah, just back to normal. I think we're all ready for back to normal, but let's see. Anyways, I will cut it short today. Thanks all for watching. Let me know about your experience back in the days DJing. Have you ever DJed with vinyl? Are you interested in doing so? Or is it something where you say, who cares? I can do way easier and different stuff with the new equipment, which opens up a lot of new possibilities. It's less about beat matching. It's more about creating a little on-the-fly mashups and stuff like that. But that's maybe something for another video. So thanks all for watching. Tomorrow, back to music making upstairs in the new studio. That's pretty much it. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Sign out.
That we should give it up while I give it my last try. I wonder if I must love you without